This is Dante Williams, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, when a fighter gets knocked out for the very first time in his professional career, you never really know how he's going to rebound, how he's going to respond. Some fighters, they change their trainers. Some fighters, they change their whole boxing style. Some fighters improve. They learn from their mistakes and do better. Then you have other fighters who get worse, and they're never the same. I think after watching Yuriorkis Gamboa this past weekend against Montes de Oca in Mexico, it's safe to say that Yuriorkis Gamboa, he is the same Gamboa. I was impressed. I mean, of course, he wasn't in there with Terrence Crawford or Mikey Garcia, but I was impressed how he performed. The speed was still there. The cyclone combinations were there. The flashiness, the defense, the counter-punching ability. It was all there. It was all there. He knocked the guy down twice in the fight. Knocked him down with a body shot. Knocked him down with a head shot. He closed the show. It was a very impressive performance for El Ciclone. Now, this is going to be high praise when I say this about Terrence Crawford, but I'm starting to think losing to Terrence Crawford may not look that bad on your resume, because I truly believe that Terrence Crawford is on the verge of being top 3 pound for pound, one of the best fighters today. I've talked to a lot of trainers out here, a lot of boxers out here that have actually seen him spar with top-notch fighters, all the way from Tim Bradley to young undefeated prospects. And every time I talk to someone, they are blown away with his skill, his maturity, and everything else in the ring. So with me saying all of that, once again, Gamboa losing to someone like Terrence Crawford, it's not that bad of a thing. Not only that, but Gamboa, he actually looked good in the fight before he was knocked out by Terrence Crawford. So going back to Yuriorkis Gamboa, I think overall, considering the circumstances of just getting knocked out in your last fight, coming back and looking sensational in your return match, it was an impressive performance by Gamboa. Now we move on to the near future, hopefully the near future. Now the question is, Gamboa is back. He's the same Gamboa he was before, at least so it looked this past weekend. And now Gamboa is right back to business. He's right back to calling out Mikey Garcia. You know, you have to love technology today when it comes to the internet and the social media outlets that we have today that we didn't have 10, 20 years ago, right? Because, I mean, it's amazing that you could just go onto the internet, go on to Twitter or whatever the case may be, and you could see fighters like Gamboa and Mikey Garcia going back and forth having a conversation, right? That's exactly what happened this past weekend. It's pretty much the same story. Gamboa, just like he was doing before the Terrence Crawford fight, he's trying to get Mikey Garcia in the ring. He's doing what a real champion does. He just fought one of the best fighters in the world today, which is Terrence Crawford, and that didn't deter him. He still wants to fight one of the best fighters today, which is Mikey Garcia. Gamboa, as always, telling Mikey Garcia, let's go ahead and do it. I'm ready to make the fight. I don't have a sanctioned bout. You don't have a sanctioned bout coming up, so let's go ahead and do it. And Mikey Garcia, in somewhat of a sarcastic way, is like, okay, yeah, let's do it, right? So we've heard this story before, but as soon as the managers and the promoters are ready to sit down and negotiate the fight, then all of a sudden Mikey Garcia doesn't really seem interested in fighting against Yuriorkis Gamboa. You know, it'll be really interesting to see what Mikey Garcia does next. You know, because there's all different types of talks. He wants to move up to 140. He's thinking about doing this. He's thinking about doing that. But the question is, when Mikey Garcia returns, is he going to face a fighter that is going to be either on Gamboa's level or better than Gamboa, right? And even if he wants to use the excuse, hey, you know what? I took a long layoff. I need a little bit of a soft touch. Okay, even if he takes a soft touch in his first return bout, right? Then after that, is he going to fight a Gamboa? Is he going to fight someone on that level or beyond? We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I give a lot of credit to Yuriorkis Gamboa because right now Gamboa has a lot more to lose than Mikey Garcia does. Because we all know in the sport of boxing, a loss is a major setback, especially if you get 2 losses back to back. Okay? So if Gamboa is willing to take a risk like that, then Mikey Garcia, he really has no excuse because he has less to lose and a lot to gain. I mean, this will be a classic Cuban versus Mexico type of rivalry. You get to shut up all of the fans that believe you duck Gamboa. This is your opportunity, and then you're getting Gamboa at the best time because he just came off of a knockout loss, right? I mean, it gets no better than that, Mikey Garcia. You're going to get an HBO date. This is going to be a huge fight on HBO for the boxing world in general. But the most important thing is you get to shut up all of the critics, okay? So, once again, I think this fight needs to happen just as much as it needed to happen before Gamboa lost to Terrence Crawford. A lot of credit goes out to Gamboa because he took on one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world today. Okay? And now he's willing to go right back in the ring with another dangerous, undefeated fighter. The only question is Mikey Garcia willing to do the same thing that Gamboa is willing to do to prove that he's the best or one of the best in this sport of boxing? I'm on to the next one.